Okay, y'all. We are here and we have about 3 minutes until we hear the verdict for Holly Bobo. The jury has been called back in. And I was just going to stay on here with y'all until we hear something. I've got it on the TV and on my computer because I don't, like sometimes they're delayed. So, let's see. I don't know which one will show first because I know one of them is delayed. Stop barking, Sophie. Here we go. I'll see if y'all want to watch it with me.
A few things before I bring the jury in.
You can hear it, can't you? Maybe. I don't think you can
can't
see
tell
it.
you what day we're on. The press can probably do it. It's been 2 solid weeks.
We're waiting. The judge is back in.
Plus a day of jury selection. I would commend the people that have been in our gallery, all sides. The victim's family, the people that are here in support of the defendant, I think have shown respect and followed proper courtroom decorum. So I commend the parties on that and very much appreciate that.
You don't think so?
When the verdict is announced, there can be a potential for things very emotional. Out of respect for this jury, I will tell you, I want you to contain your emotions. I want there to be no displays.
How do you not display your emotion?
I will authorize the officers to take that person into custody.
Y'all, I'm so nervous.
I don't want to do that because, as I said, things have really gone along well as far as the demeanor and behavior of the people that have been involved in this case. But there's a danger at this time with high emotion for something to get out of order, and I just will not do that. Out of respect for this jury, I want there to be no displays. If you like what the jury does, that's fine. Keep it to yourself. This isn't a time to cheer like we do for a football team or something. If you don't like what the jury said, keep that to yourself. It's inappropriate to show negative displays because these people have given up over 2 weeks of their life to come in here and do their civic duty. They've been a very hard-working jury. They've been a very dedicated jury, and I want them to be respected. All right, everybody understand where I'm coming from? I hope so. All right, the Springer jury.
I can't tell which one. I think the TV's ahead of the computer.
I'll be starting at the 3
I'm trying to decide which one is. I think the TV is quicker than the computer. Trying to catch which one's gonna put it on there first. I'll know when the audience sits down, which one's quicker. TV's quicker. Here we go. Let me turn this up, y'all.
Before, but I will also tell you folks, I'm limited in protecting the distance.
Let me see. I'll put it up here where y'all can see it.
Becomes a matter of record, but I will also tell you I will support you and make sure that you're not harassed in any form or fashion. I didn't out you by first and last name, just by last and name had been listening pretty close. But has the jury reached a verdict in this case? I want you to pass the verdict forms to me, please, through the bailiff of the sheriff. And then I'll be going over these with you.
Come on, y'all. sorry, it ain't the best view, but it's all we got.
All right, I'm going to start with count one, verdict form. First degree felony murder of Holly Lynn Bobo during the perpetration of or attempt to perpetrate kidnapping of Holly Lynn Bobo. You checked guilty of first degree felony murder of Holly Lynn Bobo during the perpetration of or attempt to perpetrate kidnapping of Holly Lynn Bobo. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You signed and dated. Now,
Yes.
I'm going to go
Yes.
ahead and hold this
Yes.
here. So I'm going to start on the back corner. Number one, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Number two,
Yes.
and we're skipping over yours. Is that your
Yes.
verdict? Is that your verdict?
Yes.
Back to the front row. Is that your verdict?
Yes.
Is that your verdict?
Yes.
Your verdict?
Yes.
Your verdict?
Yes.
Your verdict?
Yes.
And your verdict.
Yes.
Count number two. Verdict form count two, especially aggravated kidnapping of Holly Lynn Bobo accomplished with a deadly weapon or by display of any article used or fashioned to lead the victim to reasonably believe it to be a deadly weapon. At that, you check number A, that guilty of especially aggravated kidnapping of Holly Lynn Bobo accomplished with a deadly weapon or by disbelief it to be a deadly weapon. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Let me start with you first, chairperson. Then I'm going to come right back down the way as I did. Yours, ma'am?
Yes.
Yours?
Yes.
Yours? Yours?
Yes.
And yours.
Yes.
Back front row. Yours?
Yes.
Yours?
Yes.
Yours?
Yes.
Yes.
Yours?
Yes.
And yours.
Yes.
Verdict count three, especially aggravated kidnapping of Holly Lynn Bobo, where Holly Lynn Bobo suffered serious bodily injury. You checked A, guilty of especially aggravated kidnapping of Holly Lynn Bobo, where Holly Lynn Bobo suffered serious bodily injury. Is that correct,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Foreman?
Yes, sir.
And starting back at the corner, your verdict,
Yes.
your verdict,
Yes.
your verdict,
Yes.
your
Yes.
verdict, your verdict, your verdict.
Yes.
I didn't hear from her.
Yes.
Yours,
Yes.
yours,
Yes.
yours,
Yes.
and yours.
Yes.
Okay. Count four. First degree felony murder of Holly Lynn Bobo during the perpetration of or attempt to perpetrate rape of Holly Lynn Bobo. You checked A, guilty first degree felony murder of
Yes.
Holly Lynn Bobo during the perpetration of or attempt to perpetrate rape of Holly Lynn Bobo. Mr. Foreman, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And back to the corner. Your
Yes.
verdict, your verdict,
Yes.
your verdict,
Yes.
your
Yes.
verdict, your
Yes.
verdict, your verdict,
Yes.
your verdict,
Yes.
your verdict,
Yes.
your verdict,
Yes.
your verdict,
Yes, sir.
and your
Yes.
verdict. Count five. Aggravated rape of Holly Lynn Bobo by use or force of coercion while armed with a weapon or any article used or fashioned in a manner to lead the victim reasonably to believe it to be a weapon. Mr. Foreman, you checked A, guilty of aggravated rape of Holly Lynn Bobo by the use or force of coercion while armed with a deadly weapon or any article used or fashioned in a manner to lead the victim reasonably to believe it to be a weapon. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And starting in the back corner. Your
Yes.
verdict, your verdict,
Yes.
your verdict,
Yes.
your
Yes.
verdict, your verdict. Back down here. Your
Yes.
verdict, your
Yes.
verdict, your verdict,
Yes.
your verdict,
Yes.
your verdict,
Yes, sir.
your verdict.
Yes.
Count six. Aggravated rape of Holly Lynn Bobo where Holly Lynn Bobo suffered bodily injury. Mr. Foreman, you checked A, guilty of aggravated rape of Holly Lynn
Yes.
Bobo where Holly Lynn Bobo suffered bodily injury. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
And then all the way back down.
Yes.
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 All counts.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. Count seven. Aggravated rape of Holly Lynn Bobo by use of force or coercion where aided or abetted by one or more persons. Mr. Foreman, you checked A, guilty of aggravated rape of Holly Lynn Bobo by use force or coercion while aided or abetted by one or more persons. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Then all the way back.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Count 8. First degree premeditated murder of Holly Lynn Bobo.
Come on.
Mr. Chairman, you checked A, or put an A. All of these you put X's, but they're checked. You checked guilty of first degree premeditated murder of Holly Lynn Bobo. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes.
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 Wait a minute.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's the verdict of the jury. They've been told. As I told you at the outset, upon a finding of murder in the first degree, the felony murder or premeditated, there's a separate sentencing hearing. It's too late in the day to do that. You might have guessed that. The same rules I gave you from the outset must be applied. No further discussion of this case whatsoever. Don't discuss it with anyone. You formed an opinion concerning the guilt, but the sentencing phase is still open, so don't form any opinion whatsoever until you've heard all the evidence in the law that applies to that. Avoid conversations, not even among yourselves, further on this case until you're back in deliberations with others. You've been sequestered from the news media, so you have not been viewing or hearing any news reports. All of that's been covered, and I've been very pleased with the way you folks have followed your admonitions. So we're going to recess. It'll be a little different because there's a few things prior to that second phase that I want to take up with the attorneys. And so we're going to bring you in, be ready, hopefully to start at 10 o'clock. So that'll give you a little more time for breakfast and everything. And hopefully we'll have things where they're set to go in pretty good fashion. Okay? Do you have any questions? And once again, the three that are alternates, you need to avoid this, and you need to avoid conversations with the other people that are on the jury in case we still have to
Some daddy,
substitute something.
the mama.
Also, the three of you will be present
No, that's the
during
mama.
this next phase of the trial, so that you can listen to the law, you can listen to the evidence, and then once again, you will be the three alternates, but that way, if you're called into service, you would have properly heard the evidence of the law, and you can participate, okay? So you won't have to play cards or whatever as much tomorrow. You got her to thank for that. She said, I feel so sorry for them. And she got an adult coloring book. I don't know if anybody used that or not. Supposedly it's supposed to soothe you. 3 decks
I
cards.
just want to see if they'll show the mom and dad after they let out.
And there you have it. After 11 hours of deliberations, the jury finds Zach Adams guilty of first-degree murder, aggravated kidnapping,
See if they're gonna show him on
aggravated rape of Holly Bobo.
All 3 counts guilty as charged. Again,
6.5 years. 6.5 years. That girl finally got justice. All counts. Guilty. All counts. 6.5 years. I was hoping they were going to show the mom and dad getting up. I wish it would show me y'all's chat. I can't see it on here for some reason.
I do the best I can, but I'm high gear, okay? But ultimately, that one to the minimum because I'd like to keep things moving.
Not showing them.
Something else I want you to consider.
Let me see if I can get y'all on the.
But I want you folks to decide.
Yeah, way too long.
We're probably going all that because
What is? Oh no.
getting ready to be done with this in fairness to everybody. But if we don't get ready tomorrow, I'm going to ask the jury to take a poll whether or not you would be interested in going on Sunday afternoon.
Oh, there we go. I can see y'all now. Yeah, he'll sit on death row. He'll sit on death row for probably 20 plus years. Oh, why does it keep disappearing? Oh, here we go. Haley. Okay, let's see if we can see what happens here.
Zach Adams, guilty on all counts, the most serious counts across the board, no question in the mind of this jury. He will be back tomorrow morning, as will we, at 10 a.m. for the beginning of the sentencing hearing, which we are told could take much of the day, and you heard him discussing whether or not they'll come back on Sunday if needed or put it off till Monday. And Nick Leonardo, just your reaction. They came him back with a verdict on all of the most serious charges. He now faces the death penalty.
That's exactly right. So he's been convicted of 8 counts, all 8 counts, and essentially, there's 3 counts of first-degree murder. They're going to merge into 1 count. The counts of aggravated rape would also merge into 1, and the especially aggravated kidnapping would, merge into 1 as well, because they were alternating theories by the state of Tennessee.
Gotcha.
Okay?
They have to wait for the jury to walk out before they can dismiss from their seats.
Which you heard Judge McGinley will begin tomorrow at 10 o'clock. At that point in time, the jury will be hearing testimony about the aggravating proven by the state beyond a reasonable doubt. There are 3 aggravating circumstances here that they must find to prove to get the death penalty here, is that the murder was especially heinous, atrocious, or cruel, that it involved torture or serious physical abuse beyond that necessary to produce death, or the murder was committed for the purpose of avoiding or preventing an arrest, or the murder was aided by the defendant while he had a substantial role in committing or attempting to commit one of these felonies that we've heard of here. So there's 3 aggravating circumstances they're traveling under.
A very bad connection.
That is the Bobo, the family and friends, the hugs.
Y'all have a very bad
the relief
connection.
they must feel knowing now that at least one of the individuals involved with the murder of their daughter has been convicted. Zach Adams.
I don't know if y'all can see that. It's saying
there's Mark Gwynn,
very bad connection.
Dana Bobo. Mark Gwynn, director of the TBI, who, boy, he's
Can
been
y'all
in
see
charge
it?
from the very beginning, the director of the TBI.
I think it's so many people online.
More resources spent by the TBI in this case
Let me
than
do
any
this.
other case in Tennessee history. Conference at some point here. We'll see if the family will talk as well, but it's bittersweet, of course. They now have a conviction. The word closure, what does that mean for a family?
Okay, y'all. I don't know. It's why does it keep doing that?
But Holly Bobo is gone forever, and that's the tragedy through all of this. And while
Okay, thank you for telling me I don't have a bad connection. Because on my end it's saying bad connection, so I don't know if you can see or hear me very well. Okay, y'all. So basically the family's up, and the connection on the computer is kind of bad. Basically the family is hugging each other, hugging the state. They're just all gathered, hugging the mom and dad and the brother, and they'll sentence him tomorrow. So the next best thing we can hope for is that they sentence him to death. So I just wanted to come on here and show that, because I've waited 6.5 years for that. More importantly, her mom and dad and brother have waited 6.5 years for that. It's been a long, long, long road for them. So it probably won't set into them probably for a few days, I'm sure. But we'll see tomorrow. They're going to sentence him. I hope they don't go with anything less than death. I mean, obviously, if he's guilty of all of that, I think he deserves to get that. Only I could come up with a solution of a truck and a rope and a gravel road myself. He's supposed to let me know. Huh? Uh-huh. So, do y'all have any thoughts or comments or questions while I'm on here? I was only going to stay on here for just a minute. I don't know why. It keeps going in and out. I don't even know. So, Dad, she has been gone for almost 7 years. Now he gets to breathe for a long time on death row. You're right, Candy. It is very sad. My sister-in-law called me right before the verdict was read, and there was, I want to say she said 4.3 million people watching. And I said, you know, it kind of made me mad that the jury was taking so long to decide whether he was guilty or not guilty. And Alex, text your dad and tell him I'll call him right back. And I'm thinking, it didn't take anybody 8 hours to decide if she wanted to live or die. I understand they need to make the right decision, and they want to make sure they make the right decision or whatever. But, you know, she was dead in an hour and a half. So, you know, she didn't get to sit around and wait for somebody to decide whether she got to live or die. And that kind of made me mad. But I'm glad they took their time, and I'm glad they looked at everything and they all came to that decision. So I'm going to get off here. Thank you if you were watching. This is something I followed for the entire 6.5 years, literally. And from the day she went missing. So I was so afraid it was going to come back different because they were taking so long. And hopefully we'll get the verdict on the sentencing tomorrow, and hopefully it'll be death. So thank y'all for tuning in, and I'm so very, very happy for all of this family and all the people that loved Holly. I didn't know Holly, but it doesn't matter. She became all of our family. And I am so glad she has finally gotten some justice. Complete justice. Well, there will never be complete justice, you know what I mean, but at least they didn't see it on a lesser level, and they saw the truth. And I thank God very much for letting them see that. Thank y'all for joining in, and y'all keep the Bobos in your thoughts and prayers.